Mr Corbyn, we hear this morning that the EU want to charge Britain €100 billion as the exit bill. If you were Prime Minister, would you echo David Davis and say we're not paying that much?
Look, this is probably an opening gambit in the negotiations. I think we should approach this in a much more sensible and serious way. We need to reach an agreement with Europe on tariff-free trade access to European markets. We need to reach an agreement, which we will do in the British Parliament, which will be protecting the workers' rights, environmental and consumer rights that we've achieved through European legislation, and we're protecting the status of EU nationals living in Britain. I think that would be a sensible opening, rather than Theresa May and David Davis that appear to open with megaphone diplomacy threatening Europe that we'll become some kind of tax haven on the shores of Europe. Let's approach this sensibly, because yes, we live in the European Union, but we have to have a good relationship with them in the future.
But specifically on €100 billion, is that too much?
I've no idea where this figure comes from. I suspect they haven't got an idea either. Let's look at it, but obviously commitments that have been made must be honoured.
On your NHS announcement, you just said that the Conservatives have underfunded the NHS, leading to all these hospitals being under threat. Could you tell us how many billions of pounds Labour would put into the NHS to keep all these hospitals open?
The Conservatives underfunded the NHS, and even the Conservative-dominated Select Committee in the House of Commons concedes that. At the moment, the sustainability and transformation plans being put forward by the government are threatening A&E departments all over the country. What Jan Ashworth has said this morning, and I absolutely agree with him, is we will halt that process and look again at all of them to ensure that there is an A&E department that is in reach of everybody across the country, and that the threats to hospitals and the false competitions that have been set up between citizen towns will end. The NHS was founded by Labour. We're determined to defend it.
The Conservatives are attacking you this morning with a poster saying no bombs for our army but a bombshell for your family, saying there's a £45 billion gap between what Labour have promised and how much money you're going to raise. What's your response to that?
Every single one of the commitments we've announced so far are fully costed and fully funded. The Conservatives actually know that because they must have read the statements we've put out. It seems to me that only 2 weeks into the election there's an air of desperation approaching the Tory campaign, because we will not be raising tax for the low paid, we will not be raising tax for middle income earners, but we will be protecting the triple lock on pensions. We will be ensuring our schools don't have to have collections at the school gate in order to pay teachers. That's our proposal.
Will you put £22 billion into the NHS to reverse those cuts that you talked about?
You will hear the figure when the manifesto comes out, and so I know it's very exciting, but everybody's going to have to wait till it comes out, but it won't be long.
Thank you, Mr Corbyn.
Thank you very much.